Hi, guys, and welcome back. We are still talking about willpower. And how have you guys been doing with the challenges that I've given so far? Were you able to sit down and write it out? What is the price you're going to pay for what you want to achieve? Because we all know goals always come at a cost, and a lot of the time it's a price we're not willing to pay. So let me know how that's going, and we can talk about it a bit more. But today I want to conclude this little bit on willpower by talking about the ultimate willpower, what it is, how we achieve it, and let's get into it. So, in order to achieve the ultimate willpower, we really need to have a crystal clear idea of the type of character we want to be, the type of character we want to have. So we need to focus on our character to have a clear vision of who we want to be. And then the difficult part. We need to focus on that and want that more than anything else. We need to focus on that and want that so much that it's so much bigger than any other short-term temptation that can come across our path. We need to find that part of us that longs to be better, and we need to delve into that and see, what would it mean for me to be better? And we need to focus on developing that part. And that's going to help us improve our willpower. If we constantly give in to small temptations, it puts a magnifying glass, if you look at it, on the parts of our character which is underdeveloped, the parts of ourselves which have been neglected and not developed yet. So I want us to look at those little parts of ourselves and not use them as excuses anymore. Something that's difficult is the whole thing about, no diabetes runs in my family, and using that as an excuse to get overweight, saying, no, it's going to happen anyway. It's part of the diabetes. No, you've got diabetes because you let yourself get this way. Yes, there's a familial aspect, but type 2 diabetes is predominantly preventable. So no, this is not a genetic thing. This is just an excuse. So we need to focus on these types of things to identify the excuses that we've been giving ourselves, and weigh this excuse and what we are gaining from that excuse against who we ultimately want to be, who we are called to be. And this, when I'm talking about who we are called to be, I'm not talking about what is your passion and going after your passion and motivation. No, guys, passion and motivation will fail, and it will wane because it's self-focused. It's focused on short-term things. It's focused so much on the self. But when we focus on the character, what God has placed inside of each one of us, when we strive to achieve that for His glory, when we strive to develop our character to fully become who He has made us to be, then we're going to be successful. Then we are going to be able to say no to short-term temptations and make the difficult choice to focus on my long-term gain. What is going to be best in the long term? How am I stewarding my body? Am I focusing on short-term, or am I focusing on long-term? What am I going to tell God when I get to Him and He asks me, what did you do with the talents that I gave you? Am I going to give a bunch of excuses because I made decisions for short-term gain rather than denying myself and focusing on the long-term goal? When we look at it from a biblical point of view, Jesus had to make the ultimate difficult decision for the long-term goal. He was confronted with a situation, I want to say the ultimate situation, where he asked, Lord, please let this pass me by. He knew exactly what was going to happen. He knew exactly what he was going to have to endure. And he knew he had the power to stop all of that because he didn't want to go through it. But he chose differently. He chose for the long-term gain. He chose to deny himself all of those. He chose to deny himself the easy path. And he chose to go through, I think, the most difficult thing that a human being can possibly go through in order to save all of us. So that is the ultimate character. That is where we want willpower to be. That is where we can ask God, Lord, please help me to develop the willpower to be able to make those types of decisions. Show me where I've chosen poorly in the past. And please enable me and help me to be willing to make better decisions in the future. To grow my willpower and have it not focused on me, Lord, but to have it focused on you. So guys, that is the long and the short. I think I'm going to discuss about willpower for now. I want to leave you with the thoughts of the immense willpower that it took for Jesus to go up onto the cross and to stay up on the cross. And that he did it gladly because he knew there was so much more waiting on the other side. He didn't have to do it, but he chose it. He was fully human, which means there was a lot of willpower in that decision. And he did not make selfish and dumb decisions. And I want you to be inspired by that. Focus on the type of character you want to be, type of character you want to build, and let that be bigger. The desire to be that person, let it be bigger than any other temptation that might come across your path. I'm going to leave you with that. And as always, you are fearfully and wonderfully made.